Testing, testing, one, two, testing, testing, one, two. Testing this tablet right now. But for whatever reason, I can't do this on the phone. I gotta use my phone because I need a certain amount of subs in order for me to go live on the phone. I can go live on the tablet and I can go live on my laptop. I don't know why they do that or the purpose of it. I feel you can pretty much go live on any device, even if it's a can tied to a string. I don't know why they do it, but must be a method to their madness, I guess. For us doing content and being a content creator, I already know I'm in the back of the line. So I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna come out trying to be Tommy or Kevin Samuels or Queso and Black or Wacky World or Old Nut Ward 19, Angry Man Grinch. I'm not trying to be like those guys. They already made their own brand. They already established themselves. I can only do me. That's why I say I'm in the back of the line. Because I already know I'm in the back of the line. I'm not going to call myself jumping in front and say, hey, look at me. That's not how I roll. I may be on their channels in the comment section or in the chat room saying some enlightening things and saying some things that may seem comical. But never am I going to imitate them because if I put up that front, that means I'm going to have to keep it up. And I don't have that kind of patience. I already had a migraine last year during the presidential debates leading up to the elections, especially dealing with black people with Stockholm syndrome. Had that welfare mentality. Got their hand out looking for a handout. every black person voting Democrat, but they can't tell you why and for what reason. They doing it for popularity's sake. Never never do they put those politicians through the vetting process, nor do they hold them accountable for not holding up to their campaign promises. Like with with 44, they black people literally scared to call him out, but the few that did call him out, they were called haters, calling them Russian bots, or they siding with the GOP, not realizing those are the same people that voted for him, not once but twice. They also scared because they worried about white people looking at us, calling them out. Fuck them. Okay, they got their own problems to deal with. Why we worrying about how they view us? Worry about cleaning up your house. Worrying about their ice being colder. Why don't we make our own ice? Shoot, someone's probably built the doggone freezer. Yeah, our people. And Jason Black was right about the civil rights generation being complete and utter failures because they were coddled and what else? There's a word for that. I'm trying to. That word keep escaping me for some reason. Entitled, and at times arrogant, because they want all that for themselves and don't want to rock the boat. That's why we have the Al Sharptons and the Joshua Jacksons. And this is why we have the Maggles and the Straggles doing ratchet stuff. because nobody realized that we've been off the yard for almost 200 years and we're free. We're free. And I really didn't notice all that until the 44th president. And I seen how our people act. Like Puss in Boots with the big eyes holding his hat, looking all sad, misty eyed. That's black people. When the orange man got in, it turned the grumpy cat or Smudge the cat. That's us. And with the whole Trump thing, we just started hating him recently. Before 2016, we kissed his ass for 30 years. And yes, I had the receipts because I was there with some of y'all, reading about him in the Fortune 500, in Inc., the Rob Report, seen him in rap videos, cameos on TV shows and in movies, mentioned in songs, and all of a sudden you hate the man? Maybe because he switched parties, but we don't even know why he switched parties. We don't even know about the parties we claim we represent, their history. We want to forget all about that, just like they want me to forget about Biden and that 94 crime bill, which is why everybody blew up my comment section when I mentioned it during the presidential debate on Facebook. I'm getting lectured talking about how people fought, bled, and died. What does that have to do with the 94 crime bill? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Don't you realize he made that bill just to lock your ass up? Do y'all even vet these politicians? Do y'all even know their policies? Oh, yeah, that's right. Need to grow Negroes don't like to read because that requires intellectual heavy lifting. This is the reason why a lot of us associate being smart, being nerdy, living in a well to do neighborhood, being a business owner, buying stock options, cryptocurrencies. We all associate that with white people. But wasn't this the very thing you marched, protest, fought, bled, and died to participate in? Now all of a sudden you're reneging? Then there's no need for you to bitch and whine about being broke, being on welfare, living in public housing, walking the street, having your head on the swivel every second, on the second, being mistreated in certain places, like Walmart, like the Asian owned hair salon. In the line by the great philosopher and prophet Kuji Rap. Don't cry for help, dear. You put yourself there. You, my dear, you, sir. Y'all are basically the reason why we ain't going nowhere. Because we had to follow some unspoken Negro contract where you only where you required to only vote Democrat, got to learn got to do the electric slide at every cookout, barbecue, or family outing. Can't criticize a black TV show. Can't snitch. All that goofy plantation garbage. A lot of that stuff came off the plantation. And we out here adopting that, even though we're supposed to be free, right? Right. And every Republican is a racist. What was Lyndon Johnson? What was Bull Connor? What was George Wallace? And before joining the GEP, what was the GOP? What was David Duke? And you don't think some of these Dems got a hood and a robe in their closet? The one who's sitting in the White House right now has a robe in the closet with a hood. Um, so you can't lecture me on what's going on in the world. I'm kind of in the same vein as Dr. John Henry Clark. I only debate with my equals, all others I teach. But I'm also willing to listen to those who know more than me. So I can't come up here and say I got it all. A wise man might not know a lot, but there's always someone who thinks they know everything. But at least a wise man is smart enough to know that he don't know everything. She don't know everything. Only those with their chest all puffed up and a large ego and arrogance, I don't know what, try to lecture me on something that they know absolutely nothing about. And that is sad. Sad, sad, sad. 2017 Cleveland Browns, 2008 Detroit Lions, 1977 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1980 New Orleans Saints. Sad. And I most certainly don't want to hear anything coming from the black boomer generation, except for one or two who want to do something about, not the old Butter Biscuit Brigade, ages 65 to coffin, trying to spread your gospel to my generation and the generations after mine. And as you can see, we can see through all the mess. We judge you by your deeds, by your merits, not your words. If your words and your actions ain't lining up, who wants to listen to you, much less respect you. It's you. Yeah. I'm just over here testing out my tablet. I see I can go live on this thing. I'm supposed to be putting together a video 9 times second line, but my iMovie app keep crashing. I was able to get my laptop upgraded from 4 gigs of RAM to 16, and I don't have an internal hard drive because for some crazy reason Apple always make these thin, faulty SATA wires that connects the hard drive to the motherboard. That thing go out in less than a year, and the thing is screwed on and secured inside the thing. So how does something like this go out and have a short when there's no movement in the inside? So I had to get a casing and plug it to a USB. And what I just recently found out, you know those hard drives that you use for backup? I actually formatted that as a boot drive. I went from 500 gigs to 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes. And I don't know why in the hell that app's still crashing. I got all this disk space and a boatload of memory. Maybe I need to get another SSD because it's running at the speed as running. Yo, anyway, I'm about to wrap this joint up. I'm done rambling. Remember, this is only me testing this tablet. Well, I know what it's capable of doing. All right, with that, I'll catch y'all On the next one. Now, if I can find a way to shut this bad boy off. Found it.